Okay, now for part C, it says list test data necessary to test the logic of the algorithm. Justify each item in your list. So this question is asking us to do two things. The first one is to list the test data that we can use to test the algorithm, and for each item, justify. So we need to identify or list the test data we want to use, and for each one we list, we need to justify it. Okay, so when we look at test data to put into an algorithm, we need test data to test every pathway of the algorithm. So for example, we need a test data that will go into this if, that will be true for this if statement, and go in here and be true for each time this if statement executes, like this loop executes, as well as not true. Okay, so there shouldn't just be one test data. We need several to test all the pathways in the algorithm. So let's have a look. Okay, because we're looking at valid serial numbers, aren't we? So 5 characters in length. Okay, so let's make a valid one as our test data. So it has to start with a hash, and contain 3 digits. So let's go 3, 4, 5, and it has to finish with a hash. So that's a valid one. So that's what I can say in my justification. Valid serial number. So when I plug this into my algorithm, it should display valid. Valid equals true, I mean. Okay, next. Let's make an invalid one. So this is going to be invalid. A12, invalid, because does not contain 3 digits. Okay, another one could be starts with a hash and then 3 digits but does not finish with a hash. Maybe we can say finishes with a 6. Okay, invalid because does not finish with a hash. And then another example could be, okay, so we've got, okay, why don't we do the opposite as well? So it does not start with a hash. So 1, 2, 3, 4 hash. Invalid, does not start with does not start with a hash. And then now if we go back to our rules, so 5 characters, all of these are 5 characters. So let's do one that's 4 characters. So hash 22 hash starts with a hash, ends with hash, but it's not 5 characters long. So it fits every single other rule except the length one. So it should return invalid. Does not contain 5 characters. So that's the way to answer this question. I might have missed some other examples, but I think this is good enough for now.